assist you guys in that short little end.
Go ahead.
Like I said earlier on, if it's trending, we're talking about it. You're welcome back. A gruesome murder in Nasarawa State has gripped the nations, with details that grow more disturbing by the day. Earlier this week, gospel singer Timilehin Ajayi was arrested for the brutal killing and beheading of Salome Adaidu, a woman initially believed to be his girlfriend. However, new revelations from Salome's family refute this claim, stating that she was abducted after mistakenly entering into the hands of this man. Now, according to her family, Salome was not in a relationship with Ajayi, but tragically fell victim to what is now believed to be a premeditated crime. Ajayi abducted her before brutally beheading her. The suspect has reportedly confessed, disturbingly stating that he has no regrets for his actions. Life is reciprocal, he said in a chilling statement yesterday, justifying his actions and further fueling public outrage. Now, the Nasarawa State Police Command has urged the public to come forward with any information about Ajayi, as their investigation suggests that he may be a seasoned perpetrator and that this is not his first crime. This tragedy has sparked widespread condemnation, with many emphasizing that regardless of the relationship between Salome and Ajayi, no one deserves to meet such a horrific end. As investigations continue, this case has become a grim reminder of the darkness that lurks in society and the urgent need for justice to be served. We're going to take some tweets now. As a collective, I know that we are all extremely saddened and worried by this news. One user says, "It's utterly evil and unimaginable to think that someone with seemingly good standing in society could do something so heinous. It's truly mind-boggling." Another user says, I do agree, it's mind-boggling. Another user says, the reason he is using cheating is because he knows that there are men here who will justify her murder. Recall that in the interview yesterday, which unfortunately we cannot play, he said she was his girlfriend and he cheated on her, and that's how he justified beheading her. Another tweet says, "You know what's even more heartbreaking? That someone will actually stand in court to defend him, trying to explain away his actions, as if there could ever be a justification for such cruelty. They'll likely call him mentally unstable or deranged, just to soften the punishment he deserves." Now, this isn't the first time we're seeing killers in Nigeria. We had Gracious David West, infamous serial killer. We also had Clifford Oji, who died in prison, and back then they were executed. But I'm curious, you guys, a penny for your thoughts. This is a sad, sad case.
Absolutely.
This is deeply troubling. Where are young women safe?
Well, obviously, young women aren't safe anymore. This is not even the first time we're talking about the safety of young women. It's a conversation that we have been having over time.
That's right. The
safety of women in the society. I mean, if going by the story of the family, she trusted him, entered his keke napep, he was the one driving, we do not know, but then she trusted the person, whoever was driving and whoever it is that was in that tricycle, and then she met her death in the course of this whole thing. And the way her uncle described it, that the way he butchered her shows that this is not the first time he's doing this.
It was professionally done, apparently.
Yes, so because the instruments were shown, I think that they should go back to his house to dig deep. They will find the traces of everything, information that they are looking for in terms of investigation. And it's sad that these things keep repeating itself in the society.
Yeah.
It shows that there are lapses we need to cover, and much needs to be done.
Absolutely. There's a whole lot to unravel, in this whole scenario,
right.
Because just like you said, they should go back to his house and see if they can discover so many things. And then there might be some syndicates, in this criminal act.
That he's not working alone.
Absolutely. So they should try to dig out, ferret out information as much as they can, and ensure that the guy is brought to justice. You can't murder someone like this. She's very beautiful.
24 years old.
Life snuffed off her,
her life was still ahead of her.
So it's so sad. No matter what, no matter the victim, no matter the perpetrator, they should ensure that justice is done so that they give closure to the family. Yeah.
And if we can't get these perpetrators to stop, carrying out these crimes, we need to teach our women self-defense. We need to arm up, come together, and learn how to protect ourselves in high-tension situations, no matter the cost. Thank you guys so much for sharing your Airport. We'll take our next story. Now, the Nigerian police have charged Ms. Chiamaka Don-Ubani to court for her unruly behavior that disrupted an Ibom Air flight scheduled to depart from Uyo to Abuja earlier this week. Now, according to Michael Achimugu, the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection at the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Ms. Ubani's actions delayed the 5:30 p.m. flight, causing significant inconvenience and financial losses to the airline and its 89 passengers. Now, the charges against Ms. Ubani include intentionally and maliciously preventing the door of the aircraft from closing and obstructing flight Q1528 from flying. This act is classified as a criminal offense under Section 436 of the Criminal Code in Akwa Ibom. It's always a good day when justice is served. We'll take a tweet right now. This is the statement by Michael Achimugu. One man said, the passengers have the right to travel peacefully and to complain when their luggage is tampered with. She did more than complaining, I will say. The issue isn't the lady's complaint. It's that other passengers miss their flight because of it. Scapegoating is a real problem in Nigeria. I think we need scapegoats as deterrents. Someone else, the same guy, said, it's surprising to see the NCAA move so swiftly to prosecute her and even boldly announce it. I haven't followed the details of the story, but I can't recall ever seeing such urgency when it comes to protecting passengers' rights, when it's about helping customers secure funds for unused tickets or resolving complaints. The NCAA is nowhere to be found. It's baffling how the system often seems to work against passengers rather than for them. I hear you, but I will say that Mr. Michael Achimugu, the spokesperson for the NCAA, has been very vocal on Twitter and very, very transparent. Someone else says, I love this energy. I hope they will also find airlines that cancel flights and shatter people's plans without good notice. You guys, justice has been served. I mean, they're actually prosecuting her, which is good. Some people are saying that she's the daughter of somebody important. It's unfounded rumors.
Whoever she is, nobody is above the law.
I love that.
So she should face the music, because this reminds me of the movie Hijack 93. I mean, you practically hijacked the plane because it couldn't take off.
Yes.
And every other person's activity was grounded because of your behavior. I mean, if something happened before, there are processes to complain. And so you should have followed the channels. But then you decided to act unruly, and now you're facing the music. I want to see the end of it. It's not just about telling me that, okay, she's going to be prosecuted. I think Nigerians should keep talking about this until we get to the end of it, because she called for it.
Yes.
Absolutely. And one of the tweets that actually read, the NCAA seems to be acting very fast, very swift, in this regard. But then that's against the passenger. But what do they do against, airlines operators? They also do that. They also act. If it's only if we want to, it's the story we want to see that we get to see. Sometimes if you look very well beyond your nose, you get to see that they're actually acting and ensuring that they deliver justice to the victim. I mean, yes, to the victims against the airline operator. So they act. And do not let us always say that, yes, Nigeria doesn't work. It actually works. And if we allow it to work, it does work.
We are sentimental when it comes to certain issues. And when it comes to issues that affect women, there's a way we look at things, I know. But then justice must be
regardless.
Can you imagine the boldness of this lady? I mean, 89 passengers are pressuring you. We want to catch our flight. They're belligerent. And you're still standing there. She get mind. So let her have mind.
Someone should have bundled her out.
but if you check it, she might have been a victim of, similar incidents.
She said,
because a lot of people are frustrated.
Right? But there were better ways to handle it.
There were better ways
because there are channels for complaints.
Absolutely.
So if you were told, if you're saying you did not see your bags and all, you speak to the cabin crew. They know what to do and who to call at that point.
And a lot of times in situations, when you are right, your reaction, pleads your case for you. Had it been that she was calm and laid a formal complaint, perhaps she could have gotten, her luggage or reparations. But the fact that she reacted this way totally cancelled out her cause. No one wants to hear it anymore.
And
now she has to be prosecuted.
Ms. Ubani will be watching.
Of course, we will be.
For our last story, in international news, as the U.S. Supreme Court deliberates a TikTok ban, American users are ironically turning to Red Note, a Chinese app that is similar to TikTok. Now it's topping Apple's US App Store. The app known as Xiaohongshu Red Note boasts 300 million monthly users, primarily young women in Mandarin-speaking regions, and features lifestyle tips on fashion, dating, and more. Now, the US government has set a January 19th deadline this Sunday for TikTok to either sell its US operations or face a ban, citing national security concerns. TikTok insists that the move violates free speech protections and seeks relief from the Supreme Court. Now, the uncertainty of TikTok being banned has spurred speculation about potential buyers for TikTok's US arm and legislative calls for an extended deadline. Meanwhile, users are exploring alternatives like Red Note, anticipating a possible TikTok ban and its removal from app stores. Now, apparently the Gen Z generation and the Alpha generation, they're calling themselves, you know, in light of this TikTok ban, they're calling themselves digital refugees. And they're saying that they are going through a mass migration from one app to another. I think it's really inspiring to watch the younger generation fight for their communities, fight for their digital communities, and fight to stay relevant and fight for what they believe in and the places that they want to show up and navigate. We'll take some tweets now. This is the Red Note app. Someone says, thousands of people downloading Red Note to spite the US government and finding themselves having lovely interactions with the millions of Chinese citizens on the app, and inadvertently undoing decades of US propaganda. Now, there are political tensions right now, as we all know, between America and China. And so it's very ironic and quite comical that the people of America and the people of China, who are not, not politically inclined, are actually having fun on this app and relating to one another. We'll take another tweet. Zach says, this is the funniest thing to happen with the TikTok ban. TikTok refugees are flocking to an actual Chinese-owned clone of TikTok called Red Note, rather than use Meta or YouTube, to the point it's #1 on the App Store. It's wild. Everyone is learning Mandarin. Existing users are super welcoming. It's very ironic because people migrating from TikTok to Red Note, it means that American information will now even be in Chinese servers. So this is very ironic. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I know Veronica is not really big on TikTok. But
I'm not.
You're
not.
But it's important to the young folks.
Of course. They are digital natives, and they will always find something. So they'll always want to find their way. Now they're calling themselves digital refugees. Yes. So they need to find a home for themselves. And they found that in Red Note. So, but data, like you rightly pointed, is key. How safe? Now you are giving it to China to just make use of the information whichever way they want. That's where the crisis now comes in. So if the government has to do something as quickly as possible, looking to whatever the ban is to ensure that they allow these people.
So you remember, this is not the first time. It happened in Nigeria, 2021. Twitter was banned for deleting President Muhammad Buhari's tweet. And they found like, come on, this is threatening our corporate existence. And then Nigerians had to, remember Coup? I don't know whether you joined Coup at the time. I jumped to Coup.
I'm not that old.
But then we went back to Twitter and all of that. So Jiangsu is welcoming them. Some are banned, some are not, actually not allowed, some are allowed. Now, depending on the people, always find ways to. They always find different ways. America is acting like a global
media
police.
has come to stay.
But afterwards, we are going to do a TikTok dance.
A TikTok dance?
Yes.
We can start doing it. Do you want to do that? You want to challenge me to a dance?
Anyway, thank you, Olamide, for trending now. Interesting stories there. Well, this is the much we can take on the program for today. Let's let you know that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the ladies, and afterwards is This Morning with Nifemi Oguntoye. Do stay safe. Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye for now.